The Business Behind Black Music. Episode 1. Sylvia Robinson built an empire, lost it all. She produced the first hip-hop record. She owned the label. She owned the publishing. But the artist sued. The royalties vanished, and her family's fortune gone. She built an empire and lost it all. I'm Kevin Ross for blogwallet.com. This is the business behind black music. We break down the real money, ownership, and strategy behind the culture. Sylvia Robinson was born Sylvia Vanderpool in Harlem, 1935, a city girl with a voice, a grind, and no blueprint. By 14, she had her first record deal. By her 20s, she was performing as Little Sylvia, and then blowing up with Mickey Baker in the duo Mickey and Sylvia. Love is Strange, hit in 1957. It still lives in films, trailers, and wedding playlists. By the late 60s, she wasn't just in the booth, she was building. With her husband Joe Robinson, she founded All Platinum Records in New Jersey and became one of the first black women to own and operate a label. She wrote, she produced, she scouted talent. She dropped solo records too, including the sensual hit Pillow Talk in 1973 and Sweet Stuff in 1974. She was hitting the charts and signing the checks, rare air. But the turning point, her sons brought her to a Bronx block party. DJs were spinning, MCs were rhyming, crowds were reacting. No radio, no studio, no contracts, raw hip-hop. Sylvia saw what the industry laughed at and turned it into history. She founded Sugar Hill Records in 1979, recorded Rapper's Delight with 3 unknowns, sold over 10 million copies, and gave rap its first hit. She signed Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. The Sequence, hip-hop's first all-female group, which included a then-unknown singer named Angie Stone, Funky 4+1, Treacherous 3, and the West Street Mob. Sugar Hill became the epicenter of recorded raps, with Sylvia producing, financing, and moving the music herself. She handled the masters, the publishing, the pressings, everything in-house. Before people called it indie, she was living it. Her model was bold, ahead of its time, and totally self-funded. But as Sugar Hill grew, cracks started forming. Accounting was murky. Artist contracts were vague. Payouts were slow, if they came at all. And the industry started whispering, "Where's the money going?" Sugar Hill was family-run. Her sons Joey Jr., Leland, and Rondo were brought into leadership roles. The label was tight, maybe too tight, because when the checks stopped coming, the lawsuit started. Furious, 5 sued. The Sequence sued, publishing disputes, royalties withheld. Even business partners came after them. Joe Robinson, her husband, got tangled in tax trouble. But let's be clear, Sylvia herself was never charged with any IRS crimes. Still, when she passed in 2011 at age 75, after heart failure and multiple health complications, her empire was already in collapse. She left the label and music catalog to her sons. What she left them was power. What they didn't inherit was the structure. After Sylvia Robinson passed in 2011 at age 75, what was left of her empire fell into the hands of her 3 sons, Joey Jr., Leland, and Rondo. On paper, they inherited power, the Sugar Hill catalog, the publishing rights, the brand. But what they didn't inherit was business discipline or clean financials. The label had already been in legal chaos for decades, with missing royalties, angry artists, and no real back-end structure. Between 2005 and 2008, even while collecting serious money from legacy royalties, Sylvia's sons failed to file any federal tax returns. The IRS calculated over $1.3 million in unpaid taxes. All 3 pleaded guilty to failure to file charges. Some got probation. All were ordered to pay it back, plus penalties. After Rondo died, the IRS hit his estate with another $2 million in taxes tied to unreported income. The Robinson name wasn't collecting checks from hip-hop's history. It was fighting to stay out of court. Meanwhile, Furious 5, the Sequence, their kids and lawyers kept filing lawsuits asking the same question. Where's the money? Sugar Hill's reputation was wrecked. What should have been a generational catalog was now stuck in audits and legal hell. Then in August 2025,
A federal court ruled that all royalties and publishing from Sugar Hill's early catalog, including Rapper's Delight, The Message, and more, would be paid directly to the original artists and their estates, not the Robinsons. Sylvia built the machine. Her sons ran it off the rails. Sylvia Robinson's story isn't just music history, it's business warfare. It's a blueprint and it's a warning. She wasn't just early, she was first. She took rap from street corners to international stages. She owned her masters, controlled her publishing, ran her label, discovered talent before the industry knew it was talent, and launched a genre. All while being a black woman in a space dominated by men, money, and closed doors. But the collapse wasn't just about lawsuits or unpaid taxes. It was a systems failure. Sylvia built fast, but without infrastructure. She ran tight, but not transparent. She empowered family, but didn't separate blood from business. And she scaled without documentation, financial controls, or real accountability. When the money got real, the paper didn't back it up. And that's why her empire didn't last. So what do we take away? Lesson 1. Vision is not enough. You can be brilliant, pioneering, legendary, but if the books are a mess, the story ends ugly. Lesson 2. Contracts matter. If you're promising ownership, royalties, or shares, write it down. Fairly, legally, and early. Memory won't hold up in court. Paper does. Lesson 3. Family is not a business model. Trust without training or oversight is not loyalty. It's negligence. If your legacy depends on someone else running it after you're gone, train them like a CEO, not like a relative. As someone who's been in this industry over 30 years, I don't need to have been in the room to know Sylvia Robinson was taking on a damn near Herculean task. Running an entire label, practically solo, with minimal staff, and still making it that successful? That had to be outrageously overwhelming. She probably didn't have the right people around her, not enough who were seasoned enough to handle that kind of momentum. Most likely she was surrounded by folks who wanted to eat the fruit, not grow the tree. That's how it usually goes. They want the shine, not the grind. And the fact that she pulled all that off without major IRS problems, that's a miracle by itself. She had to be burnt out. There's no way she did it all alone without getting drained. And let's be honest, she likely brought in people who ended up robbing her blind. When you're winning, everybody suddenly wants to help, but what they really want is a slice of your success. And it's never pretty. Honestly, she probably should have cashed out after Rapper's Delight, sold the label right then, made a killing, walked away with the bag, and still been crowned the mother of hip-hop. She'd have the legacy without the stress. But here's the catch, especially in the black community. We're taught to ride it till the wheels fall off. We think walking away is quitting, when really it's preserving yourself. And that's the tragedy, because if you wait too long, the business ends up killing you. You don't sell when it's dying, you sell when it's hot. Sylvia was a pioneer. She turned nothing into history. She paid the price for it, no doubt. Heavy price. Rest in peace to a woman who did the impossible, but shouldn't have had to do it alone.